Hey and welcome back. My name is Tatiana, and as many of you know, I live in a van. Now, I've been living in the van almost 3 years now, and I work in the film industry in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. I've really been wanting to do like a van life in Vancouver type video, and every time that I started making that video, I just never could finish. So I've decided to just take all that footage and just cram it into one video. It repurposes the stories that I was trying to tell, even though they're not full stories on their own, but together they become one. So without further ado.
It didn't do anything! I have rust. I also got a haircut. Quick note, got a haircut. Yeah, that's right. Who dis? Who dis? Yeah, went in yesterday, got her chopped. But moving on from that, yes, I have rust. This is a very common occurrence in anything metal. It was completely expected, and now it's time for me to attempt to deal with the problem. Of course, I'm not a rust expert, so I consult some rust experts. So I asked 3 people that all have different levels of, I guess, car knowledge or rust knowledge. It started with someone who does rust for a living, consulted them. Their response was, don't worry about it. It's essentially leave it alone. Now, this person tends to be known for being not exactly work motivated, so I don't know if that came from a place of I don't want to do the work, or I don't want to think about doing the work, so I'm just going to tell you to forget about it, or B, he was being truthful. I don't know. I asked the second person who I would not say necessarily an expert in rust, but is an expert in cars. And their consensus was, don't touch it, you'll make it worse, just cover it up. So I'm like, okay, starting to see a pattern here. And then I talked to a third person who owns their own mechanic company for vintage vehicles, and he said roughly the same thing. Don't touch it, you'll make it worse, just cover it up. So that's what I'm gonna do. So originally this entire van was red. The previous owners did a wonderful job and put this black Rust-Oleum paint on it, and hence why when I got it there was actually not a lot of rust, because they put this on to preserve it. But because I've had it for 2 years and there was a time where, you know, it has been sitting for a little while, that the rust started to form, as you know it does. So I went and got this rust converter spray so that I can spray it on, and then I'll be able to paint over it. I know a lot of you who are rust experts or car experts are probably gonna cringe watching me do this, but you know what? I'm here alone doing this, so it's better than doing nothing, I think. So I want to get on this, especially before the winter season starts.
The sun is shining 24/7. Cause when we're together.
One step that I forgot about was this is plastic, this is metal. This is what I'm painting, this is what I'm not painting. So I'm going to have to trim this with some green tape before I can even start spraying. Plastic, metal, plastic, metal. Let's do this. Leave me alone. I'm not good at doing it big chunks, okay? Just. So I covered up all the spots where the spray might hit the plastic. It's gonna probably rain soon, so at least I'm gonna try to get this side done, and then I might have to save the rest for another day. Flammable, okay, what are the other quickly converts rust surfaces from almost to barbecues on bills. Formula leaves a protective coating that inhibits further rust formation and prepares the surface for paint, which is exactly what I want to do, is repaint this whole van
the fact that it's going to rain, I don't know if I'll be able to now, and I don't know if this is all going to go to waste, but while I have a day off and it's semi-nice out, I'm going to try. Okay, but let's just try right here. Yeah, let's try right here. I know I'm getting a little bit on my back end there, but what can you do? I might wait for it to dry. I think I'll do one more coat. And in the meantime, I'm gonna go tape the other side of the van. Hi. I have lived in this van for almost 2 years now, and I have done almost nothing to it since when I first got it. There's a few things, very, very minimal, minor things that I have done and added, but for the most part, the bones are still the same. And it took me a long time to really get a feel for what is my style, because I've never had a place where I lived long enough that I could actually think about what my style was. So I just never committed to finding a style. And as I, progress in life, now I've hit 30, I realized that I'm a maximalist. I'm a maximalist that lives in a van. You can see how that's contradictory, right? But that's what it is. I thought I would start with simple things today, like curtains and bed sheets. First up is these curtains, teal velvet curtains that I felt that will be dark enough so that light doesn't seep in. These curtains, they do so well. They knock out so much light and they give me so much privacy, but they're ugly. I'm so sorry, but they're ugly. They do an amazing job, but they're ugly, and I'm done and I'm over it. So I'm going to put these up. Fingers crossed I don't have to hem them. I measured them and I feel like I don't have to. I think they're just gonna fit, but we're gonna find out. Hello. Hey guys, and welcome back. It has been a hot minute. Work has me completely distracted. Anyway, today I'm doing like a mini makeover in the van. Now, a few months ago I came across this particular TikTok and I knew that is exactly what I wanted to do in the van. As you can see, a lot of wood is happening in this van. And while I do love the wood, it's a little too yellow. So when I saw this post, I was like, this is a perfect way to sort of like break up that yellow without having to permanently paint anything or do any sort of permanent fixtures to the van, because what happens if I change in a year or want something different. So I think I'm gonna start with doing a small sort of something here, and if I like what I see there, then I think I'll do another one over in that way. And I don't want it to be too much because it's not that it's thick, but I also feel like this is a small space, and so it doesn't take much for it to feel crowded. And also I use these walls to sit against, so I also don't want to take away that sort of aspect. But at the same time, I think it's gonna be so pretty. I'm happy already. This makes me really happy, actually. It's coming along. I am not mad about this choice. I thought I had green tape, but I don't. So I went and got this tape. What was so nice about painter's tape is it's not as aggressive on this greenery, because this greenery, so these bits come undone pretty easily. So really rough job, but let's give her. I might start small and then move my way back if I need. So I might not start at the tape, I might just start a little bit out, and then if I feel like I need to do more, I will bring it in. Okay.
I now have to fix something here in the van that broke. Well, it didn't break, but it's just been an ongoing problem, and you wouldn't be able to tell, but I can sure tell. My van stinks because of this. So we're going to drive to the mall so I can get the tool to help fix the problem. At which point I will reveal. It's kind of embarrassing. It's also a little bit nasty.
Gonna take you for a ride in my brand new.
They didn't have, so I'm hoping that Walmart does. Walmart have it. So I got me a hair snake. Yeah, you probably guess what the problem is. That is right, my drain is clogged. And it's so funny because I was thinking about it the other day. I'm like, you know, my drain hasn't clogged yet. I hope it doesn't, but you know, I wouldn't be surprised if it does, because the one thing that you can guarantee with van life is stuff is gonna break and you're fixing stuff all the time. One thing goes, another thing goes, another thing goes, another thing goes. It's just the name of the game. So if you don't like fixing things, don't get a van. I don't like fixing things. So I've had to learn to like it. Yeah. So anyway, what happened was, this is what I do for coffee, is a pour over. And it was just sitting on the table here, and then I dumped it in the sink. And I haven't dumped my coffee in the sink because I know that there's a potential for it to clog, and that's like a problem that I didn't want. And so when I dumped it in the sink by accident, I was like, oh shit, oh no, I hope it doesn't clog, and it clogged. And it's been clogged for about a week now. It's starting to smell, and it's not fun. I've tried multiple different things. Fingers crossed this solves the problem, because I actually really miss having a sink. So I was literally just spitting into this and dumping it each day, which has been pretty gross. Please understand, it's just like leftover coffee that's in here making it brown. I've tried to do my best to not get water in here, but you know. So, let's see if this...
Si sa, noi del sud parliamo a voce alta.
Disgusting.
Noi del sud facciamo discussione imposta. Siamo allergici alle strisce, di restare in fila non ci riesce neanche ai funerali. Si sa, noi del sud
I'll just take my sink out. I think I got it stuck, folks. I don't know what to do. So this didn't work, obviously. The only thing that I can think of in terms of fixing it is getting like something high water pressure and trying to like water pressure it out. And if not, then maybe the whole tube has to be replaced. Which I wouldn't be surprised, because I don't think it's ever been cleaned, and I don't think it's ever been replaced since this van was camperized. So I guess I'm just gonna have to stick it with using my pot as my spitting pot. It's so gross, you guys. It is so gross. But I guess it's what I have to do, and then, yeah. Well, you know, at least I can say I tried. That doesn't work, then, well, I just SOL, aren't I?
1 week later.
Oh, hey friends, this is Tatiana from a week later. My sink is still an issue. It still kind of smells. It's kind of gross. I'm over spitting in a pot. I'm telling you right now, I don't like it. So I was talking to some people at work, and there's actually like these sink plunger things you can get from Canadian Tire, which is like, you know, like our handy store here in Canada. So I'm gonna go see if they have some here. I'm gonna give it a go. Hopefully that flushes my sink, because I'm over it. Whatever. Okay. Wish me luck. Where the hell would it be? Oh my god. I gotta find somebody. Hello. Okay, so there's one left in stock. Hopefully it's still here. Come on. Found it. Let's take it back and see if it works. Alrighty. Okay, so I have it. It's here. This is the thing. 1 second plumber up to 12. You guys, seriously, this is my last hope, or I'm gonna have to replace the pipe, because Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Gross. Yes, I'm nervous. So as you can see, there's like water in there still. Ew. Also, it turns out I only needed this one. I didn't actually need like the whole plumber kit, but you know what? I have it now for the sink. Okay. Okay, I would also like to address that the video doesn't show you how to use it. It says see how it works. It says see how it works. Does it see how it works? Okay, well, I'll tell you right now, it doesn't show you how it works. It just is like this really cheesy infomercial that is really cheesy. So I'm just gonna wish me luck. So I believe it's as simple as, wow, that was not it. Okay. I'm scared, you guys. I don't think it's done anything. Let's try it again, you guys. Okay, so the verdict is we're unsuccessful. I have a giant mess, and I think I'm gonna ask one of the guys to come out and do this for me tomorrow, because I am obviously doing something wrong, and this is not good. Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's all over the floor. Got all over the back wall here. Yes, it's good. And that's it. That's the footage that I got for my van life in Vancouver. I feel it accurately displays sort of like all the small problems and fixes you sort of run into while, you know, during van life, because it's inevitable. You will run into problems and fixes, and it's something you can't get around. And just kind of like how I spent my time while in Vancouver. I know I didn't get into the nitty gritty of like where I go to the washroom and where I like sleep and all the other stuff. It just, I could never, I was never felt inspired to sort of like make that kind of content. So yeah, that's all I have. Thanks so much for being here, and I hope to see you next week. Bye.